In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I am Pope Leo the 14th coming to you live at Spitball Media. I'm the first American Pope and the first Pope from the South Side of Chicago. Holy Father, we bless this Spitball Media in all your glory, for the kingdom and the power are yours forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Welcome on this momentous day to another episode of the Spitball Media podcast. We're going to be spitting out the top entertainment stories of the week, and we got a doozy for you. We got quite a few fun things. Shah, you have returned. The people missed you last week immensely.
I have returned. If you didn't check it out, I was on Rich Dow's podcast last week too.
And what is that podcast called, Shah?
The X's and O's. Check it out, man. It was a good show. We were kind of all over the place. We talked about pugs, Robitussin, mushrooms, Chat GPT.
I heard the Gemini thing. That's when I
baldness, Geminis, rest. I mean, you name it.
You covered it all.
Yeah, and he's got Bobby Richmond next week, so check that out.
Big fan of that guy.
Yeah. Yo, the Pope, I didn't know the Pope actually went to school in Philadelphia. Did you know that?
Where did he go to school?
I'm pretty sure Drexel. I think
he went to Drexel?
So Philly school, Chicago Pope.
Chicago, yeah.
Chicago B-Show. I know you're loving this Chicago Pope.
Oh, fuck yeah. Midwestern Pope. Chicago, eating some beef sandwich and bratwurst and stuff like that. Like, this is amazing. If this is like the ending season of Earth, the reality show, it's perfect. That's all I got to say.
You know what's really funny, too, is the first thing that popped in my head was, God, I hope they spoof this on Saturday Night Live like he's on The Bear. Like, you know, like, cousin, like, you know. But anyway, thanks for checking us out. If you've never joined us before, we really appreciate it. We cover entertainment stories every week.
I was going to say, are you slipping into it by mistake, or is it just kind of
No. I'm talking about the Patreon, which we just recorded a doozy of an April Q&A. And Bisha, did we get that link up for the May Q&A yet? We got to get that
I did not, but thank you for the
let's get that up tonight.
Thank you for the reminder.
Shah, the Q&A is only available through our $5 Patreon, and you get so much more. But the Q&A is a big score.
Yeah, and we had a good one last week. It wasn't a super long one. It wasn't like 2 hours or anything, but it was a good one. It was about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I stand corrected. The Pope didn't go to Drexel. He went to Villanova.
So, oh, you went to Nova? Of course he went to Nova. Go Nova. And B-Show, $5 a month. Soon $5 will mean so little to everyone in this country.
Dude, my wife went to get coffee at the dollar store today because we're out. $10 for a can of coffee.
$10 for a coffee?
For a can of coffee. Yeah, it's fucking bullshit,
for
dude.
Chock full of nuts?
Chock full of nuts. Do they have pierogi flavored coffee?
They got Folgers. I know the Folgers is pretty good.
They got the crystals in them. You ever do the instant crystals of the coffee?
I can't say that I have. But you know, if company's coming over, you want to put a kettle on, just go with the crystals. Shah, let me ask you a question. Are you excited about the Chicago Pope now that you know he spent some time in your fair city?
I mean, if there's gonna be a Pope, I guess I would rather have him be from Chicago or Philly. But I'm not religious at all, so I have no ties to the Catholic Church or anything. So, you know, not too much of a big news for me. But I think it's hilarious. I think there's a potential for.
Oh, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of. There's going to be a lot of stories. It's actually very fun.
Entertainment wise, I'm excited.
Entertainment wise, it's great. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know it's really funny. They talked to his brother, B-Show, who's like a civilian. He's like a regular dude, but that's his brother. You know, and he was like, first of all, we're White Sox fans, like you know, because they're from the South Side. And the South Side is like Shameless, the Bear. It's like hard, you know. South Side's hard as fuck. Mm-hmm. But right away, he threw the Cubbies under the bus.
Oh, no. See, I was just surprised that, I don't know if it's ironic or not, that he picked Leo. A priest would pick Leo as a, you know, because Leo DiCaprio likes him young, too. So,
oh, Jesus. You got to get us kicked right off the air.
The highest priest in the land. He's channeling his inner Leo.
Well, consider going to your inner Leo and go to patreon.com/spitballmedia, $5. We'd love to have you there. We got some new people showing up. We'll get the May Q&A up. We're going to drop a special solo show on top of that. And every week we give you a little bonus show, about a half hour. You know, I'm going to miss it tonight. I got a lot going on. I had my birthday yesterday. My kids graduating college tomorrow. A lot to do. But we're happy to be here with you and talk movies. B, who's hanging out in the old Chatterooski?
We got quite a few. Donald Q. Stoney Esquire.
The Don Tony Esquire.
We got Kev Cole TV.
Kev Cole. Hey, Kev Cole.
I'm going to let you do it. We got Robbie Richmond all the way from across the pond.
He's across the pond. It's a different time there. It's not Central or Mountain.
we got Drew Yari.
I know that Drew Yari. He loves MCU so much. He loves it.
Got first timer Cameron Jones.
Cameron Jones, you're a first timer. You're joining us at an excellent time.
Did I mention Kevco TV? Yes, I did.
Kevco, it's just fun to say in the Chicago accent.
Slave Cheeks.
Love the Slave Cheeks.
Ryan Keefe.
Ryan Keefe, how are you?
Young John.
Yeah, love the young John.
Got our buddy Marquise.
Marquise, good to see you.
Joe Punches.
The Joseph E. Punches.
Chris Matthews is hanging out.
Big fan of the Chris Matthews.
And if I missed you, I think that's it. But if I missed you, hit me on the other
Well,
side.
thank you guys for hanging out with us. Sorry we're a little late. I am like just completely overwhelmed. Go Bears. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the accent because I wanted to share something with you. So the other night I went and saw that Thunderbolts movie. Shah. I can't stop doing the accent.
I know.
I
It's
saw
infectious,
that.
man.
I saw the Thunderbolts movie. Don't think it's doing that well, but I have to say, Shah, if I was gonna force you to watch an MCU movie, unadulterated movie, I would pick this one for two reasons. First, Florence Pugh's ass. The
Florence
second
Pugh.
reason, Florence Pugh's ass.
Florence Pugh.
What's her name first? Pugh? What's her name, Shah? Pugh?
I think it's just
What's her-
Pew.
Pew. P-O-U-G-H.
Pew.
Yeah.
Gunshots.
Do you remember when she played Paige in that movie, but they didn't have the semen on the belt?
There was
What
no
a huge
splooge.
mistake. There was no splooge. Thunderbolts. I'll check myself. Thunderbolts was great. And Shah, this was the least MCU in the history of the MCU. This did not feel like this was a movie about mental illness that took place in like a 16-hour time period with very few people in it. Like it's just a very, very different movie. I think it's getting great reviews, but I don't think it's drawing in the big buckaroos there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy and sad at the same time. I'm happy for her that she's thriving in Hollywood, but again, dude, I want her in Midsummer. You know what I mean? Like that's what I know her from. To see her doing Marvel movies now, and I guess she's in the Avengers. She's in the next one.
She's
right?
she's a principal now in the Avengers.
Yeah. So I mean, goodbye to her career going to A24 and doing any kind of weird movies. She's going to be occupied for the next 10 years. So yeah, that's just bitter old me bitching about people succeeding in Hollywood. But it is selfish of me to want them to kind of stay in the same realm and just do these kind of independent movies. But like, I don't know, man. I thought she was great in that. I think she was great in that other movie too. She did another horror movie about cults. Do you remember that? It was a couple years ago. It was a Warner Brothers movie.
Yeah, that's right. She's got a good career. Well, first of all, she's Academy Award nominated actress now. B-Show, I'll tell you this. I'll say this too. If I was a kid, I would not like this movie. I would not enjoy this movie. It's loosely based on the Dark Avengers storyline, where Sentry is corrupted by Norman Osborn, who now takes over S.H.I.E.L.D. in the Avengers and has fake Avengers of the original Avengers, like Wolverine's son and Moonstone is Miss Marvel, and all these lunatics, and Venom is Spider-Man, and like all this other shit. And Sentry is a mentally ill person with immense power who doesn't normally process things, and Norman Osborn manipulates this character into basically almost killing everything and everyone in his sight. That they don't have it. It's similar in that regard, very similar if you're a comic book person, but they use Julia Louis-Dreyfus, her character, Victoria. I forgot how you pronounce it. She's that version of it, and Sentry looks cool. Are you familiar with Sentry?
No, I'm not. I know you posted about that on Twitter last week, and I wasn't sure who Sentry was, but this is the type of movie that I wouldn't mind watching after it's like on streaming or something like that.
You're gonna like it.
Because I like these ancillary characters. I want to get away from Batman and Superman and like the tentpole ones. So I'm interested to see it. I didn't realize Julia Louis-Dreyfus was in it until I started seeing some of the
she's
the
the
press they
heavy.
were doing.
She's the fucking heavy.
That's fucking awesome, dude. I love
Weird,
it.
right? Yeah. So it's Florence Pugh, David Harbour as Red Guardian. Great character. He steals the fucking movie. Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, kills it. And then you got Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's son there, Wyatt Russell as U.S. agent. And then the girl who's Ghost from the Ant-Man movies, kind of not a big character. But they killed the Taskmaster female. Thank God, because now maybe we can get a guy as Taskmaster. But Century looked cool. There was a lot of Easter eggs there from the comic books, and it sets up. Spoiler alert: they were never the Thunderbolts. Mish had a big issue with them calling themselves Thunderbolts when it was not Thunderbolts, the team. No one from that team is in the team. They're the New Avengers, which is also from the Norman Osborn storyline. And the Fantastic Four are literally flying into the sky in the post-credit scene.
Oh, shit.
And it's a big fucking deal. It feels like a big fucking deal. Like, because
So
they're
this
like,
is like full-on relaunch.
oh,
type of
hell
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
okay.
yeah.
All right.
So we got these New Avengers. They're in Stark Tower in New York, which is now called the Watchtower. They're calling themselves the Avengers, and the Falcon Cap is pissed because they're not the Avengers. So you're going to have this thing happen. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Drew Yari saying he enjoyed it. I love Century. I didn't think the kid is Bill Pullman's son. Actor Bill Pullman, his son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like his dad, Lewis Pullman. Kid's good. I don't know. It just felt very different. But Shah, there's an interesting thing. The movie opens. Florence Pugh does this crazy stunt that's all over the internet. Like she throws herself off this highest peak. Like, and she really did it, apparently. Like she was actually, and it looks good, dude. Like it's getting a lot of press. I thought of people like you and my brother, and I was like, see, now if they saw this movie, they'd be like, yeah, if Marvel made more movies like this, I would check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to promise you that I'll give it a shot, but realistically speaking, man, it's probably never gonna happen. I'm probably never gonna.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me like I'm Montel Williams. Don't lie to you. Don't lie to me. B-Show, I didn't think. But again, I can't see kids enjoying this. It's just not that kind of movie.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Is they're going to have to rebuild and catch fire, and then the kids will follow. And I think they're doing a good job of rebuilding, because if they're bringing in this team as like the New Avengers, and then, like you said, Falcon Cap is upset, and then you get
the Avengers. Yeah, there's the New Avengers, and
then Fantastic Four is involved, and now you got I know we're going to talk about this in a minute. The X-Men potentially involved, like
let's go there.
And shit. Yeah,
let's go there, B-Show. So this is a rumor. This is not confirmed, but Shah, check this out. Let's just show. This is fascinating. Right. She really did this shit. I can't fucking believe it's real. Look at that, dude.
All right, they're not going to show much of it.
They're not. Well, they can't. Yeah. So she's.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Look, she did it. She fucking did it, dude. Look at this.
Good for her, man. That's awesome.
Shah, that's Florence Pugh, yo. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that would not be me. She's looking
good.
Thick,
she did
man.
this. She fucking did it. By the way, guys, I think she's like 4 feet tall. Look at this. Look at what she's jumping off of. This
man,
is
I'm just
incredible.
looking at the thickness, bro.
She's like 2 feet wide.
Yeah, Shah. Her ass ate something. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, the movie I was talking about was "Don't Worry, Darling."
Yeah,
you remember that?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, she was good in that.
Yeah, that's the cult movie I was talking about.
The ending was a little douchey, but I liked the movie.
Yeah.
But so B-Show, this director, I think I saw. He did more like almost like rom-coms or something. He was not really like some big action director. But he did such a good job in this. I'm almost positive he's going to get the X-Men. Can we pull up the director?
Yeah, that's.
You're already saying the cinematographer was the Green Knight guy.
Okay. Well, I know the director is Jake Schreier, and according to Discussing Film, he's in talks to direct the X-Men movie, which we've heard nothing else about. But that would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, he did a good job here. B-Show, could you mind pulling this guy up? I'm just curious if any of you guys have ever seen any of his previous films. I mean, look, it's a new day at Marvel. Some shit's working, some shit's not working. Oh, he did Beef on Netflix. That shit was great. Beef was fucking awesome. Thank you, Robbie Richmond. And the writer who wrote The Bear wrote this. Holy Paper Towns, I've seen. Can you go back a little bit? Oh, I've seen Robot and Frank. That's a good movie. Small market movie there. Okay, that's a goddamn good movie. Yeah, this guy's got chops, man. This guy could do the X-Men. I mean, look, So Shah, interesting thing about this movie before we move on. The guy who plays the Sentries, Lewis Pullman. His father is Bill Pullman, the actor. You've seen him in 100 movies. He's been in. He was in a David Lynch movie. He's one of the stars, I think. Bill Pullman of a David Lynch movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Bill Pullman was. Is it Mulholland Drive?
He's in Mulholland Drive, I think. He's like the star, Shah. This is his son. So they asked his son. I swear to God, I thought of you watch this. he was doing an interview, like a remote interview, and they said, so, obviously MCU, this is a big deal, big character. You're going to be committed to this for a long time. How do you feel about that? Because there's people who say they don't want to do this and they don't want this responsibility. And they don't want to be tied for this for years to come. And then this kid, Louis Pullman, who's not like a star or anything, goes, yeah, I heard that too. And I got to be honest with you, bring it on. Like, I want that. Like, like his attitude, Shah, was like, well, fuck, I'd rather have a long stay job and not be able to take work than have no work.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was a Hollywood actor, I would definitely take on a Marvel role. Because again, that's just guaranteed pay for the next couple of years at least.
For sure.
And residual income. Like, you're just gonna keep getting paid from the fucking, and appearances later on in conventions when you're 55 and 60. Like, you're set for life if you're a Marvel. So
yeah,
I get that. Again, I'm just selfishly saying it from like a artistic point of view. Like, I would prefer if she did independent movies.
Yeah, for sure. And B-Show is funny too because I get both sides of it. You want to have the freedom to do the artsy fartsy shit, but this is a big fucking deal. This is going to make you a lot of money, and this might open a door for a high budget, like a fucking Oppenheimer type movie or something you may not have ever gotten otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how people can turn it down. And even if they're not what they were a couple of years ago, holy shit, they're getting the green light. How many movies do you see that we hear about? Like, look at Toxic Avenger. I know it's a small market movie, but that movie almost didn't get made. You slap Marvel on it, or Disney, or Lucasfilm, or even DC. At this point, it's fucking getting made, unless it's going to HBO, then it might be canned. But
unless Warner Brothers decides it's a tax write-off.
But no, you got to take that, especially as a young actor or a young, production person or something like that. Like, it is so fickle and so fleeting in Hollywood. There's so many great movie concepts that get lost to the cutting room floor or development hell and just never get made.
Yeah.
Take it, man. Make your paper, boo-boo, as the great Cat Williams once said.
Yeah. And, I'm sure, for certain people it's a kiss of death, but it does seem to be a roadmap to success. Some interesting news came out today. Oh, hold on. What's Giuliani saying? I like how appreciated they gave credit to the comic writers at the end. Yeah, they did. Because, Giuliani, this is literally Dark Reign, Dark Avengers storyline. It's almost completely the same storyline in every way, shape, or form. I owned a comic book store selling the books at this time. Like, I've seen this before. So the least they could do is give them credit. But some interesting in news today, Eli Roth. Now, I think we've talked about Eli Roth in the past. We go back and forth. He's done a lot of bad shit. He's kind of like the Kevin Smith, the less annoying vegan, like non-vegan Kevin Smith of horror in a lot of ways, right? Because he's not, at least Eli Roth isn't on the internet every day insisting upon himself and crying, on Jimmy Fallon or whatever. But he's got a new movie coming out that he's swearing, guys, is going to be a gore fest. Taking it to the limit, B-Show, is what I think he was saying.
I do have an issue with one of the bylines I saw on this one, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Eli Roth is returning, according to Bloody Disgusting, to the director's chair with Ice Cream Man, which he promises will be his most insane and terrifying horror movie to date.
Now, Shah, do we take this at face value? Because Eli Roth has made like his version of Cannibal Holocaust. He's made Hostel, which were pretty for their time. Hard R. Do we think this is conjecture, or can Eli Roth deliver a Terrifier type movie?
Yeah, I think overall it's probably a lot of added fluff. I don't really think it's going to be his most horrifying movie. I mean, he's the guy that made Hostel, right? I mean, that's
2 Hostels.
Yeah, I mean, you're not topping Hostel as far as shock value.
Maybe 3 Hostels.
Yeah, he made 3 of them, I think.
3 Hostels. Yeah.
And again, yeah, you're right. I mean, he tried to kind of pay tribute to Cannibal Holocaust, and I like that movie, but that's like notoriously a hated movie.
Green Inferno,
most people absolutely fucking despise that movie. Green Inferno, by the way, for the people wondering what it's called. I'm excited for it. I don't know if it's a remake of the 90s movie.
I don't think so.
You've seen the OG Ice Cream Man,
the Clint Howard one.
Yeah. Okay,
of course. Clint Howard. He's a legend.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, he's
great. I love him. He's like a trauma.
That's one of my favorite MTV awards they gave, the Lifetime Achievement.
Award to
you think it's Clint Eastwood, and then it turns out Howard. It's fucking priceless.
Ron Howard gave him the award. I remember watching on the MTV movie.
I remember that too. Yeah. What was that, like 99 or something? Some shit like that?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. So, Shah, you think this is all like, it's not good.
I think it's going to be good. I don't want to pump myself up to be like, oh, this is going to be Eli Roth's craziest, most violent movie of all time. I don't want to go into it as that because realistically, it's probably going to be just as violent as the Thanksgiving movie. You know what I mean? Like
Well, Thanksgiving had some good gore.
It did, but that's what I mean, though. Like, I mean, we get gore in almost every horror movie now, right? I mean,
yeah.
You remember Talk to Me, the stabbing scenes? Like, You remember Infinity Pool, the stabbing scene, and that again? Like, we get gore left and right. So, I mean, gore isn't really special anymore. You know, like every horror movie has extreme.
Well, he
gore.
says insane. I interpret that as gore. I'm sure you do too. B-Show, what are you thinking?
Well, two things. One, I saw a byline earlier that said a new original movie, and I'm like, okay, is it going to be a remake of Ice Cream Man? How original is it going to be? And also, I'm still one of those. I'm not sold on Eli Roth. We talked about this a couple of months ago. There's something about him where, oh God, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, it's almost, to steal a line from Patrice O'Neill, Christian Slater-ish, where it's like, it's kind of good, but it's kind of sucks. But it's kind of good, but it's kind of sucks. You know, so like that's what I feel whenever I see an Eli Roth movie. And the last movie, although Thanksgiving was fine, it was fun. It felt like a Blumhouse movie. So is this going to be a Blumhouse version of a Clint Howard movie?
I think it was a little bit more harder than a Blumhouse movie. I mean, that opening sequence with the trampoline, all that stuff, like you wouldn't have seen any of that in Blumhouse.
Well, a Blumhouse did the Child's Play remake, and there was like a lawnmower over the face, so they're not afraid to go in there.
That was terrible. Aubrey Plaza couldn't save that movie. I couldn't even masturbate to it after.
Even with her jeans half off when her catches her and her boyfriend going at it.
She's like, even hotter now that she's a widow. She's got widow heat. What?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Somebody's gonna bang her. It's not like she's not banging the dead husband.
Oh my God.
What? I don't know the guy. Like, it was a while ago. They were apparently separated, and that might have been why he killed himself. That's how good that pussy must be.
Yeah, once it's gone, life is not worth living.
Life doesn't. Dude, like, you don't have a crush on Aubrey Plaza? You don't think?
Oh no, she's definitely attractive.
Shah, do you think she's attractive? Yeah. I was thinking Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
She's got crazy bang appeal.
I would say she's definitely like in top 5 for me when it comes to Hollywood.
Oh, she's super attractive, dude. She's got
maybe even top 3. Yeah,
dude, her awkwardness and weirdness is like total sex appeal. Like that's the shit.
Man, you can tell she's got a great sense of humor.
Oh, she's got banging body
freaky
too.
As hell, man. She probably wears nipple clamps right now, dude. Somebody's snatching her nipple clamps right now.
Supposedly, she's really into guys in their 50s with white beards.
So there
that's
you go.
What I heard. She loves Santa.
Yeah.
Like a homeless Santa.
Motherfucker.
Ho, Aubrey. Dude, she is good looking.
Dude, I could watch her try on mittens. Jesus Christ.
But I'm just saying, like, even she couldn't save a movie like that. And, like, that Child's Play, I don't know who directed it, but it didn't feel like a horror movie. Eli Roth has the chops. Like, Robbie Richmond's bringing this up. The guy's hot and cold. You know, everybody's talking about how great Cabin Fever is. I love OG Cabin Fever. I can't believe they remade it. I don't know why they remade it. Never saw it. Cabin Fever is great. Hostel is fucking extraordinary. All things being, for its time period, there was nothing like that movie. It was a big fucking deal getting that in theaters and it doing well. But, you know, this shit's a long time ago shot too. You know what I'm saying? This is like Homer Simpson milking that perfect bowling game.
Yeah. And I would say maybe he's like 50-50 with me as far as his movies.
Yeah.
I would say 50% of them have been really good. I really like the clown movie that he did, right? It's
Clown.
Clown. Yeah. That movie was great.
He produced that movie. He directed that too, yeah.
Drag Me to Hell, I didn't like. I know it's a fairly popular movie. People like it a lot. Yeah. Oh, I always think, Eli Roth maybe produced it. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, he produces a lot too. And then somebody brought up the third Hostel. He didn't even direct. He like half produced or something.
Yeah. Maybe he produced that one. I don't know. Well, I'd check it out though. I mean, the Ice Cream Man, I don't know what it's about. I was hoping it's kind of like a remake. I don't really like remakes, but
I mean, I think we could read between the lines of what it's about. It's going to be about a deranged ice cream
I guess more like the tone of the movie. Is it going to be like a horror comedy?
He's saying it's going to be insane. Here's what somebody brought up: Terrifier.
Yeah, but Terrifier is insane. It's a horror comedy, dude.
But is it really a horror comedy? Because if you don't like horror, you're not sitting through that movie.
But he's a dude. He's doing comedy in the movie. Come on.
Okay, but his gore is not meant to be comedic, like in a trauma way, like in Poultry Geist story. His gore is meant to be taken like this is what it looks like when you cut somebody open, play with their entrails, and shove a chainsaw up their ass. Like I get that it's funny, but like he's like I don't, you know what I'm saying? B-Show, am I articulating this right? There's no way Damien Leone wants you to laugh at all this shit. He wants you he's doing it. He's not doing it for the shits and gigs.
I think maybe he is to a point, but like if you think, I think we've talked about this before. Like Shaheen has said, he's very jaded or I guess calloused to certain things and how intense they are. Because we watch a lot of movies. We've seen a lot of horror movies to different varying degrees of disturbing nature. So maybe for horror fans or people who like those kind of movies, or someone like Damien who's seasoned and been there a long time, it is a horror comedy. But to your point, John, if you bring someone in and show them, like, if they're expecting Zombievers or they're expecting Tucker and Dale versus Evil, they're not going to want to sit through this movie.
They're not sitting through that movie. Like, Shah, a comedy fan is not going. Somebody who hates horror and doesn't like gore isn't going, well, I'll check it for Art the Clown because he's yuck, 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 you know?
No, I'm not saying it's a full-blown, like, comedy movie. Like, comedy fans will go check it out for comedic value. What I'm saying is there is a little comedy spliced in just to soften the punch, I guess, because it is, like, extreme violence. But let me give you an example. Remember that movie Sinister? The first one. Forget about the second one. You remember that one?
The movie's hard.
Do you remember those scenes, like the family suicide and all those?
Yeah, the swinging from the tree and the lawnmower.
But imagine if the villain was like fucking around, then it would.
What if the villain was like Pee Wee Herman going, ah? Like,
that's what I mean. Like if he just,
the secret word of the day is hanging.
I know you're dead, but what am I? Like, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, like Art is like usually like laughing in the background and doing weird faces. Like he's,
Hey, Cowboy Curtis. Cowboy Curtis, what are you doing in the tree?
No, I get
you
it.
swing funny.
Well, like, Shah, but the thing is, like, when you and I see like a mainstream horror scene, we kind of laugh, like, but we're also not normies. And Bisho, you're not a normie at all. Like, we don't react the way the normal viewing audience reacts to some of these things, don't you think?
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, we're different, but at the same time, it's like how many of us are the ones that are going to the movie theater to see the Ice Cream Man?
Very true.
Is the general public going to see the Ice Cream Man? Probably not. It's probably going to be the ones that have seen the Terrifier and
or will it actually make it to theaters? Before we get to the next thing, I just found out today the movie Heart Eyes, which by the way people said was great, that came out in February, that did very well, is already now streaming today on Netflix. So if you're looking for something to watch, many people recommended this movie to us, saw it in theaters, said it was great. It did really well. Shah, that kind of looked like a horror comedy in a little bit, a Valentine's Day murderer.
I wouldn't say I don't think it was a comedy one. That was just like a typical like early 2000s
slasher.
Yeah, like teenager slasher after Scream.
Slasher.
That's kind of what I got from it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like mindless entertainment. Like I'd check that movie out.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out this weekend. I'm trying to watch Ugly Stepsister Night, which we're going to get to in a little bit and also Robbie Rich. We're going to get to Final Destination in a minute, in the Patreon. But whatchamacallit, there was another thing that happened this week. It was announced the Godzilla film that Bisho and I enjoyed quite a bit. Shah, you thought it was just okay, that Godzilla -1, right? It didn't blow you away.
No, I mean.
Too hyped.
I appreciate it for what it was. I like the story, but it's not something that I would probably rewatch anytime soon. I didn't hate it or anything though. Like I liked the movie. Just I wouldn't say it's like one of my favorite movies that's come out in recent years.
Well, it's it was to rewind the clock a little bit. This was a real groundbreaking film that went on to win an Academy Award. People just threw themselves at this movie. They made a black and white version. It did well in theaters, and it was kind of almost like an event. It was my number one of the year. Bisha, was it your number one? Oh, you didn't see it at that point.
2 or 3.
It was my number one. I saw it in theaters, and I just it was heart-stoppingly good. But Bisho, apparently the accolades have paid off.
Yes, according to Godzilla.official, Godzilla Toho on Twitter, Godzilla -1 has smashed its way to the 19th spot on the Rotten Tomatoes best movies of all time.
Now, Shah, this is tremendous. We're talking about the quintessential, whether people like Rotten Tomatoes or not, it is Coca-Cola. It is, it just is. It's the thing where people will go. It gets referenced all the time. Certified fresh is important to people. This movie now is in the category of some of the greatest works of all time, which we've looked at in the past. It is now the 19th, considered the 19th greatest film of all time.
Have we ever gone through the top 20?
We have.
We
did it on a Patreon. Oh, yeah, we did it on a Patreon. Okay.
I was going to say that would be a good Patreon show, but I guess we did. This is how you know I smoke weed, because I don't. We did the show and I don't even.
We're on the air now, right? We're on the air right now.
I saw smoke coming from the east today. I thought it was the Pope being chosen, but it was Shah getting ready for the show.
It was Shah.
It's me. That's why I go off camera sometimes. You know what I mean? Gotta go off camera, man. Gotta
I got it.
You know?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'll be back.
But yeah, Shah, top 20, like total. He's doing a bump.
Oh fuck, he's not. I don't want to mention names.
Key bump.
No key
I'm gonna
bump.
do a bump.
Full
I'll be right
toast, you know?
Just do a toast.
Just casually. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Snort a rail. You know.
You know what's great with me is with this. Well, I have a dark hair. Like you wouldn't know. I would just have a cokey mustache.
Well, we would know.
Oh, you'd know. You'd know. B-Show, I mean, the accolades for this movie don't really seem to stop.
No, and I'm proud of it, and I'm happy, and I thought it was really good. Whether or not I think it's the 19th greatest movie of all time, I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I don't think so,
but it was an amazing achievement.
I would put in the top 20 horror films.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, 100%. Top 20 horror films? Oh yeah.
And just to Don Stoney says he wants us to share.
No, I'm sorry.
We'll see. But you know what? I'll say this. For the achievement, it was made for what was it, $10 million? It made 100 or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
For the achievement it was for a Japanese movie to come over in 2023, I guess.
That's right.
And do so well here. And get the accolades and the box office and everything.
And the Academy Award!
And at the same time, you had an Americanized version doing just like Undertaker versus Kane fantasy matches, King Kong versus Godzilla. And then this comes out.
It competed with itself.
Yeah, and I had people who watch this movie who don't like Godzilla movies who were like, I loved that post-World War II, rebuilding Japan story. It was just so great. Yeah. Like there's so much to love about it. So I'm happy.
I will say this, Shah. You know what I do think about is if this sequel that this motherfucker does isn't a fucking home run, do you think it would? Do you think it's all for nothing?
No, I think it's going to do very well. What I want to ask you guys is, how much do you think the second one's going to cost? Like, what do you think the budget for that would be?
It's going to be like Terrifier. Like, it'll be a lot more than the first, but still a lot less than everybody else, right?
You think like maybe like 30 million, 40
I don't even know if 30. I think maybe 20. I don't think that guy wants to do. I think he wants the freedom to do it his way. Because, the more money you take, the more you got to make. I mean, this is why Marvel's going to have another movie make 400, 500 million, and it's a failure. I mean, it's a $400 million failure.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man, if I was Marvel or even DC, because they need to really strike out, I would have been hiring this motherfucker for my movies.
I don't think he wants to make Western films. I don't think he doesn't
Didn't he say he was open to doing a Star Wars movie?
This dude would destroy a Star Wars movie. Like you give this guy a couple mil in a Star Wars accolade, whatever, this guy's going to fucking change the whole year. But like Andor is killing it right now. People calling Andor the greatest Star Wars thing that's ever existed. I'm enjoying it. And it looks like it looks good. I don't think it costs as much as other things did. It's a TV show though, so it's also a television show. Yeah, I don't know if it's a 20. I just think it's awesome that this keeps knocking on the door. They keep finding ways, B-Show, to make you remember how great this was and how important it was.
I just think it was at a time when there was a lot of terraformed movies.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot coming out. I mean, since then there have been, which is really good. So maybe this has kicked open the door to more original movies, but oh man, it's just perfect timing, great movie, great story, great effects, and I think it also it kind of rubbed the Western movie studios' noses in the carpet a little bit as to how shitty that their CG was for as expensive as it was. That they were able to do this on 10 million. There's only a couple shots where I was like, eh.
Yeah, but it felt like a Godzilla movie. But let's see what happens with that sequel. We got a long way to go there. Bobby Richmond brought up he's going to a double feature tomorrow where he lives in the UK. The original Final Destination playing right before the new relaunched version, which comes out tomorrow. And boy, are they pulling out all the stops for this movie. I expect a tremendous opening for Final Destination Bloodlines. But Shah, they are doing some insane, I don't want to call it guerrilla marketing, but they are doing some insane marketing for people to remember this sort of story, for people to remember this franchise, like unique in every way.
Yeah, and I love this because when I first saw it on Facebook, I didn't realize it was advertisement. I was like, oh shit, that would scare the hell out of me. And then I looked, I was like, oh no, this is an ad. And I love clever marketing like this, man. And it's usually horror movies that do any of this. You remember that A24 movie with the alien in the subway, and they had Smile doing the creepy girls at the baseball field. Now this.
Oh yeah, it worked.
I think there was some other ones too. I forget.
There was some other ones.
Yeah, there were some other ones recently. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this. I will see in the movie theater. This is probably going to be the first 2025 movie I see at the theater. What do you think, B-Show?
I don't know if I'll go see it in the theater. It would be fine.
Break over there.
What's that? Coke break?
Yeah,
he's doing. He's blowing a rail. I will say this: I love the concept of Final Destination, but I don't know if I'll rush to the movies and see this.
I just feel like it's been so long since I've seen one that it's like I don't mind it. You know what I mean? We went through that phase where there was a new one coming out every few years, and you were like, dude, we're like on the 4th or 5th one. Who gives a shit? I feel like I haven't seen one for like 15 years or something. So it's kind of nostalgic for us. And that makes me feel old because like I used to view these movies as newer movies, and now it's these are vintage films.
Well, and you know, to that point too, Shah, is a lot of these other movies that are being remade, maybe not I Know What You Did Last Summer, but like Scream has been redone now. Redone and redone and redone. Halloween has been redone and redone and redone. You know, we haven't gotten a Friday the 13th reboot. We haven't gotten a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot in a long time. We've had like 2 different Chuckies. We've had all this different shit. Final Destination, even if there was one a year or 2 ago, it still feels fresh for some reason, and I don't know why.
Does it? I mean, I feel like maybe it feels too fresh. Like I just don't remember. Do either one of you have a cohesive memory of the last Final Destination?
That's what I was just saying. Like I don't. I feel like it's been so long that it is kind of refreshing for me. Like I haven't seen one in probably like 15 years. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen the 4th or the 5th one.
Shah, you're almost dead on. Final Destination 5 was 2011.
Yeah. So I mean, there you go.
Wow, that was not a banner horror time. I mean, we were just coming out of sort of the early 2000s from like the French waves and all that. 2011, Shah, what was that like? That was kind of like the Blumhouse advent.
Yeah, I was checked out. I wasn't even watching horror movies.
Yeah.
Well, you had like 2006, 7, 8-ish, 2004, like mid 2000s was dominated by either shitty original movies or like really big budget remakes. And the remakes lost steam around 2010, 2011. And then that's when I think, what's the one, Paranormal Activity.
Yes, and it was successful. By the way, I went to get a seltzer. I was too thirsty. I didn't do a bump. I'm sorry, Don Stoney, or whoever thought I was. Somebody thought I was doing a bump there. Just predictions, guys. I don't know what number I think this is going to do, but I think it's going to do very well. What do you think, Shah?
I think it'll definitely do well, man. I mean, this is Final Destination is almost like a franchise like Scream. You know what I mean? Like the general audience is going to check it out. The hardcore horror people are going to check it out. I feel like everybody kind of likes Final Destination. You know what I mean? If you can tolerate horror at all, you're probably going to like it. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to do well. I don't know what the budget for it is, but it's probably going to be the horror movie of the summer, to be honest with you.
Wow. B-Show, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
I think it's going to kick off the summer. I think it may get beaten by some stuff later on. But like you guys said, it's been 14 years since we saw the last one. There's been enough time. It's got some dust on it. Pull it off the shelf, do something fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to rush out and see it. I saw the first movie, maybe the second.
Yeah, so
I don't have a huge affinity
for it.
for
Was the best one, dude. I saw that at the theater, and I saw that log scene. Like I went to the theater and saw that.
Wow, that's a big deal. That log. Well, that's a huge part of the lineage. Is that log scene? Clearly, that's what a lot of people associate with that film. B-Show, can we see what the early reviews are for this before we get to our trailers? We got some banging fucking trailers.
Yeah, let's see.
I'm excited. I want it to do well. I think we all want it to do well, but we also, I think, Shah, don't want this to be the thing. We want this to kick off a series of good horror films that we're engaging with, you know?
I think what it's going to kick off is a series of Final Destination sequels. We're probably going to get like 5 in the next 5
probably,
years.
Yeah. We're getting a whole lifetime more.
Yeah.
I'll be at my Final Destination by the time they wrap this.
There's nothing on Rotten Tomatoes yet.
Okay, so that's a little weird, V-Show, that we're not getting early previews. Oh, does it open overseas tomorrow? Is that because Robbie Richmond is in the UK?
It says May 16th in the USA. So
okay, so it opens global. Oh, next week. Okay, so UK is getting it first, so it's not opening this weekend. I want to see what's opening this weekend. My mistake. I forget Robbie's in the UK there, but yeah, of course I know Robbie's in the UK. as far as that goes. I want to see what the what's opening this weekend.
And while John's checking, Robbie, did we mention is going to be on the X's and O's of Life podcast with Rich Dow?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so we got that Clowns in a Cornfield is opening this weekend in the stateside.
I have a feeling that's going to be both very lame and very big.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Somebody said it's Terrifier for like the PG-13 crowd. No, I'm not. I wish I saved it and sent it to you guys. Somebody said this is what Terrifier did for like the horror extremists. This is going to do for mainstream people. It's almost like a young teen horror movie. So it doesn't have the extreme sort of violence and the gore of that. Hurry Up Tomorrow, that the weekend movie with Jenna Ortega opens tomorrow. That's a big opening. That's getting good reviews. Clowns in a Cornfield, that opens. A movie called Shadow Force. Those are the big movies opening tomorrow.
Drew already says Fight or Fight. Is that with Josh Hartnett? Fight or Fight?
Yes. That the Amateur early screenings for The Amateur with Remy Malek. That movie looks okay. Some people ask me about that, but that Hurry Up Tomorrow movie with Jenna Ortega looks good. I think they're counting on her getting people to the box office. Don't know if she's box office yet. Flight, that Josh Hartnett movie looks interesting. There's some cool people in that movie associated with that movie, I think too. God, I'm so thirsty. But we got some banging trailers. One of them is a movie that is available right now if you have the Shudder network. So a couple of weeks ago, we accidentally stumbled onto this film on Patreon called Ugly Stepsister. And we watched the trailer on Patreon a little bit, and we're like, oh my fucking God. This movie is getting tremendous reviews from horror fans, like absolutely tremendous. I have Shudder. I plan on watching it after we get off the air tonight. I'm either going to watch that or Heart Eyes because I'm going to have like the busiest weekend on the planet. But we're going to check out this Ugly Stepsister trailer because, boy, I am seeing this pushed to the fucking moon. Shudder is at it again, halfway to Halloween, I think they call it, B-Show. But anyway...
I'm not seeing a new one. The one that you sent through is just a little teaser on Twitter.
Oh,
here we go.
There is one. No, there's definitely, because Shudder always has full trailers.
No, this one looks fake.
You're kidding.
No.
Who would make a fake low-budget movie trailer?
I'm seeing a bunch that say official trailer, like Joe Blow and them 1 month ago, which is when we talked about it. And then there's Shaw Theaters... Ugly Stepsister official, but it's just kind of like a stylized kind of thing. It doesn't look real. I'll pull it up, but the one on Twitter is very short.
Really?
Well, we watched it on Patreon, right? So they didn't get to see it, so we can maybe just...
Oh, do you want to go back and watch the full thing?
Yeah, because we did, yeah. By the way, Shudder just sent me a thing. They're going up to $8.99. $6.99.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, well, it's still very cheap, all things being equal. Yeah.
But still, that's a $2 increase,
Yeah, that's a 25. Was like a 30-something% increase, B-Show, like a 33% increase, right?
Yeah, everything, dude. We just
unbelievable.
What are we gonna fucking do?
Is
there anything that we can do? Fuck.
I just saw all these websites that sell physical media. They're starting to charge a percentage for the tariffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, all of them, dude. All of them are either.
Shudder is owned by AMC, so I don't whatever. I like Shudder.
Discs, they make discs typically like in Mexico, Germany. I know makes a lot of them. So none of these are made in the U.S. So
you got to pay more. All right, let's take a look at this.
Die.
Let's take a look at this Ugly Stepsister on the Shudder network. Is this German? We're trying to figure out. This movie looks fucking bananas.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Remember? We were like, yo, it takes like a turn.
Damn, dude. Did Trump put tariffs on this too?
I hope not. Here we go. Here comes the turn.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Yep, remember? It just takes like a... Look at it. Oh my God. I don't know how much Oh. Dude just hit her in the nose.
I'm going crazy.
This looks very well made.
Yeah.
I've lost
Cinderella
my
meets
mind.
Cronenberg. That's what they're calling it. It looks like they took a portion of her nose out to make her look prettier in like the 1600s.
Ah, fuck, man.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable.
But it looks beautiful. Like it looks like the costumes are like meticulous.
This is what I love, dude. These are like the type of movies I love.
It's a very elegant, attractive, vibrant-looking movie with a sinister, dark side to it.
Well, and it's like a period piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are really excited about this.
I'm going crazy.
Yeah, it definitely is a play on Cinderella. Oh my god.
Oh no, Shah.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd never get a boner with her again, dude. That would
Wow. Boner shrinker. Bisho, can
Yeah,
we pull up
yeah.
the reviews for this? And I just want to see what language this is in. But I have to watch this movie.
Yeah, honestly, this looks fucking phenomenal, dude.
Phenomenal.
This looks great.
This
This
looks
looks
like
too good for Shudder. Like this
it
for
really
Shudder
does.
original. This
Yeah. This looks like it cost a
this looks like a
fortune.
neon movie. Like
It does look like a
yeah.
neon movie. Maybe
Wow.
nobody wanted it because it's so fucked up.
Well, 95% critical
Oh,
score,
what?
85% verified. Well, 50 plus, but verified
Holy
audience.
shit. Do we know what language this is in? And it's a take on Cinderella. It's a brutal take on Cinderella.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Calvin Marr from the Times UK says that's impressive. 30 years of film criticism. This is the first time I've had to turn away from the screen for fear of retching. Wow.
Probably from that eye scene. That's like one of the first times
I
was
looked like a few different scenes.
Yeah, but that eye scene is whoa. That's uncomfortable as hell, dude.
Yeah, Robert Richards was like, it looks expensive. It does look
Yeah.
expensive. Oh,
Slave Cheeks, try getting a boner now.
wow. Guys, if you don't have Shudder, I think you can still get it for $6.99 for the rest of the month. I would suggest getting it before it goes up to $8.99. But Michael Ferrar says DSP. What does DSP stand for? Direct Support Professional? What does that mean, Michael Ferrar? Yeah, there. I'm going to check. Oh, DSP. I mean, that's how you're going to see the movie. Got it. B-Show, you still have Shudder?
No, I actually have to re-up. I haven't watched anything on it in a while. I was waiting for a couple of these to drop. So.
And this was just in theaters locally, like not locally, but I think it might have been playing in certain theaters. I'm going to check this out tonight, probably, if I can. I'm definitely watching it over the weekend, this and Hard Eyes. I feel like I'm going to be talking about this movie if I watch it this weekend quite a bit next week, guys. So just prepare yourself if you guys don't get to see it. I'm going to be like, I don't know. This just looks like it could just be like the movie, like one of the top horror films of the year for us, as far as that goes. Following in that, The Conjuring is not our cup of tea. This is not the kind of show that likes movies like The Conjuring. I've given it more than its fair share of viewing, especially that last one during COVID that hit Max. But their last one of all time is finally coming out. It's called Last Rites. Oh, it's Norwegian. Thank you, Joe Punches. It's a Norwegian take on the classic Cinderella fairy tale. But I am a little curious about this Conjuring. It's a huge franchise. This is the 5th movie, maybe. Shah, do you like any of the Conjuring movies? I remember the first one was a big deal.
I honestly think I've seen the first one halfway through.
Okay.
I've never even seen the second one or third. So
I think I've seen them all. B-Show Conjuring?
Yeah, I liked the first one for what it was. There was a couple cool scenes, like the kid in the middle of the night, like walking into the big arm war, the creature on top, the clapping hands, which they gave away in the trailer.
They gave away too much. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was fine. And then I think I checked out like 20 minutes into the second one. So.
Okay, second one, it was based in the UK. It was better, I think, than the first one in a lot of ways. That last one with the devil made me do it or something with the satanic panic thing. I didn't think it was that good. It was overhyped. But we're going to check out the trailer just dropped for this one. This is called Conjuring Last Rites. This is the final Conjuring movie in the franchise.
Let's hope.
No, it is. The last case of Ed and Warren. Warren's there.
I got a problem with those guys too, but
Everything you see in here is either haunted,
Oh, the
Curse.
nun. There you go.
or been used in some sort of ritualistic practice.
Or a sex
Nothing's
toy.
a toy.
I was gonna say that sounds oddly.
Look, all their classics here. Those spun out like 8 movies. Oh, this is New Line? I didn't think it was Blumhouse. Oh, I thought it was
How many
Blumhouse.
cases you guys had?
cases.
My name is Ed Warren, here with my wife Lorraine.
Maybe 1,000. Every case is different.
It looks good, like shot well.
Yeah.
Every family's different.
What the fuck?
Once we start, there's no going back.
Ooh.
Anything can happen.
Scary doll. All right, that's pretty good. Jesus.
And
Jump
most
scare.
likely anything will.
I'm just over that, you know?
I hate the jump scares, dude.
I know. They're big on jump scares. September 5th. Oh, they're showing everything from all the movies, the spin-off.
Did you guys see Matthew Lillard, or was I mistaken?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Something's changed. Something's
Here's
different.
the Annabelle doll. What the hell? I can't believe there's a new line. I could have these are one line.
I think Insidious was Blumhouse.
Okay.
Ah, come on.
Is that Pazuzu, Shah?
I don't know, but I hate everything about it. There's not a fucking single thing I liked about this. The beginning was cool with all the different props. I was
Well,
like,
yeah,
okay,
because
all
that
right.
all their spin-offs.
I
and
like
so
that.
forth.
I like that. Let's see where this goes. And then they just went the typical generic ass fucking horror. I don't know, dude. These
They're
are
a
the
jump
exact type
scare
of-
franchise. They're a
Yeah,
jump
these are
scare
but these are
franchise.
the exact types that I hate. Like Insidious, this. I just not a fan of these.
Well,
types.
Joe Punch's B Show brings up a point here. He's saying this is the first in the series ever to be rated R. Maybe because they fuck in this one. Like, that's how it ends.
Yeah, but that's not gonna make it any better. My problem with it is the
Ed and
jump
Lorraine
scares.
fucking? You don't want to see that?
Hovering off the ground like fucking... Was it Dark Shadows, Johnny Depp and...
He wants to take her from behind. That's what they really wanted to call it. Ed does Lorraine from behind. No, I know, saying Shot, that doesn't necessarily make or break the film, but it does change. Like jump scares and PG-13 are like cornflakes with the milk, you know, like, right, B-Show? Like, I feel like that's how we got the Blumhouse world with the jump scares, because that's all you get in the PG-13 movies.
Yeah, but at the same time, this feels like... God...
Doesn't it feel like a clip show of the previous movie?
Yeah, because Robbie just mentioned 16 different references to other horror
with the
movies.
stink,
More,
the
It's a
blood,
clip
like,
show.
Shining.
yeah, that's the thing is, it looks like it's like almost like what I said about AHS 84, where they paid a bunch of like millennials and Gen Zers to sit and watch a bunch of 80 slashers and just throw in everything that you saw. This is like a Blumhouse stew. Maybe that should be.
And
the
it's
name
not
of the episode.
Blumhouse. That's the thing, though. It's not Blumhouse.
No, but it's one of those movies that kind of started that trend or championed
Yeah.
that trend of that type of movie for that era, which to me is one of the most meh eras of
Well,
Hollywood.
jump scares seem to be out. Look, if Terrifier is now making 7 figures on the regular, jump scares got to go.
They do, but these type of movies, but the people that make these type of movies, they don't get that. Like, they go, oh, we'll be more edgy because Terrifier is popular, but they're still doing jump scares and like overused cliches.
Maybe
and
it's
shit.
B-Show. Maybe it's R-rated because, you know, there's Lorraine does topless. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But it doesn't come out until September 5th, and I'm sure it's going to do well. It's a popular franchise. It's spun out. All the movies that spun out make a lot of money. You know, The Nun, Annabelle, you know, the Haunted Dildo franchise, whatever the fuck it is. But we got 2 really, really, really interesting trailers to share with you. One of them is brand spanking new. It's based on a Stephen King story, and it stars the son of the late Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's called The Long Walk. Mark Hamill is in it. Don't let that turn you off because he's kind of a douchebag. If you guys haven't seen this trailer yet, this is a very effective fucking movie trailer. Just came out, I think, yesterday. I'm unfamiliar with the book. So I'm very intrigued by this trailer, but you're going to get pretty much the crux of the film right here. It's called The Long Walk. Lionsgate.
I'm Ray Garrity. You can call me Ray.
That is the son of
Dreams.
Philip Seymour.
Wilson's the name. Walking's my game.
Little Shabuzi there to be in the right mood. Is that
In the very
Shabuzi?
first long walk years ago,
I don't know.
to inspire everyday people.
Smile, boys. You're on candid camera. Man, you gotta not think about the things out of your control. Think about your plan.
Personally, I can't stop thinking about all that money.
What's that guy in? Oh shit, I can't
A
think
lot
of
of
what
he's in stuff.
I like him too.
Here we go.
Okay, just keep walking. That's right. Just keep walking. Yeah, that's it, kid. That's it.
Look what happens when you stop walking.
Second warning. Third warning.
Fuck.
It takes heavy sack to sign up for this contest. I'm not going to go through the whole rule book, but it boils down to this.
Francis
If you
Lawrence,
fall
okay.
below the speed of 3 miles per hour, you get your ticket. Walk until there's only one of you left.
Hey.
Who's ready to win?
Yeah, it
Bishop,
took me
you
a while
pause
to
this for a
realize the
second.
truth of this.
Okay, is anybody familiar with this story? Bisho, are you familiar with this story at all?
No, I'm sorry. Drew already said he's the guy from Alien Romulus, the not deaf, the android guy.
Oh wow, okay. Wow,
Andrew or whatever his name is.
He's gonna get some big movies. Okay, so you're not Shah, you're completely unfamiliar with this, right?
No, this is completely foreign to me.
Yeah, I
Reminds
am
me
curious.
of Civil War, though. That's it.
Little bit.
Yeah.
I like the way this looks. I like the way it was shot. These are all very wide open shots. But Shah, I gotta say, man, I'm very intrigued with this fuck. If they deliver on the violence, this could be a really, really intense movie.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm into it. What I'm not into is this blind poor cat, though.
I know. Well, I think the cat could see. He's watching them, get ready to die. Now, Bisho, am I mistaken? Does this look like the 60s or the 70s in some capacity?
Yeah, I can't tell. Tell me if you guys noticed something. There was always an unwritten rule in a lot of movies, broken sometimes, where kids don't get killed. You don't show kids getting killed. Have you noticed more mainstream movies crossing that line over the past 2 or 3 years?
You know why, right?
Why?
Fuck the kids. That's why. Because that's like fuck the kids is like a thing now. Saying fuck the kids, it's a meme and a joke, but it's almost like, yeah, fuck the kids. Nobody cares.
Do you think our generational disdain for like Gen Z and modern technology, broccoli-headed kids, has finally pushed us to do
I
things
think there's
like
going
this?
to be a lot of people in their 50s and late 40s that are going to see a movie where a bunch of guys in their late teens and 20s are getting shot, and they're like, I'm good. I'll check that out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't. First of all, these are not children. These are clearly young men.
Oh, I know. The one redheaded kid looked kind of young, so that's why
I would say
surprised me,
they're
but-
supposed to be. We don't know. Look, we don't know, but these are not children. I would say they're supposed to be 18, 19, the most worthless people on the planet. That's just, as far as I'm concerned. And I say this as a parent of children that age. Anyway, let's keep this moving.
This is walk or die. You'll walk as long as you can.
I'm surprised
But
Hamill signed up for
sometimes
this.
The body won't listen. For some, your heart will stop.
Wow.
For others, your brain. And the blood will flow.
Yes, the
suddenly.
60s.
Old Thunderbirds with the fins.
There's one winner. And no finish line.
Wow. Wow. Bisho, for all these people said there's no good original horror coming out or anything like that, like, I don't know, man. This field's getting real crowded for the summer.
You have to be pretty dense and spacey to think there's nothing good coming out, or just not be paying attention at this point.
Yeah.
Honestly, because from Lionsgate, this is from Lionsgate. I don't remember Lionsgate putting anything good out since like Hostel, or what was the other one?
Hostel
2. Okay.
Saw.
I meant
No,
Saw.
yeah.
I meant Saw.
Yeah,
But like that's what I'm
Lionsgate's
saying.
making a big comeback.
Yeah, Lionsgate did a lot of the shitty mid-2000s movies. I did not expect them to be distributing this. So
Yeah. Shot. This looks like a total banger.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a horror movie necessarily, but it looks fucking
come
amazing.
on.
You think it's a horror movie?
It's first of all Stephen King. So
Yeah,
it's like
that doesn't make it. I mean, he did the Green Mile. He's got a bunch of.
he did a couple of not horror, and then he did 500 horror.
Yeah, I don't think this is a horror movie. Though.
It's about young men getting shot in the fucking street if they don't walk under 3 miles an hour.
It's
like,
not a
you
blood
might
and
die.
it's not a blood and guts movie.
It's a horror
It's a
movie.
terror movie. It's a thriller.
It's
Yeah.
Civil
Thriller
War,
at the very
technically.
least. It's an
I
edgy thriller.
agree with you, John. I agree.
Well, Shah, let me ask you a question. Is Battle Royale a horror movie?
No, I don't think it is.
Really? In America, it's a horror movie.
Yeah, yeah. Again, those are just like violent action movies to me. Really, just like I don't know. I would consider this. I mean, is Civil War a horror movie?
No, but it's literally called Civil War. It's a war movie.
Yeah, but
you know.
I don't know.
I mean, we don't know all the other pretexts of this. Is this dystopian future? Like, we don't know. Like, we're saying this. We have no fucking idea. So we'll learn. You know, Drew Yari brought up the foot in the trailer. That's they got him. The thing that got me was that kid who was running in the blood. That quick second where Bisho, you see he's running. You don't know if it's his blood, but he's like, you know, he's like trying to catch up. And by the way, walking 3 miles an hour, Bisho, that's a light jog.
Yeah, but like, how long are they going? Hot asphalt in the Georgia sun, like shit like that.
Under guns and with guns.
Yeah, and then it sounded like they were fucking with them too, like mental warfare, like blaring speakers and.
Yeah, they fuck with them for sure. Yeah, they're playing Shabuzi to see them kill themselves, just to see if anybody will check out mercifully. But by the way, it's written by the guy who directed Strange Darling, guys.
Oh no,
Robbie, you fucking serious?
I love.
Oh,
you
this is a
pretty good,
fucked up. This is a fucked up movie. Yo, I watch that almost every day on cable. I catch it, and it still catches me every time I flip through it on Showtime. I'm like,
wait,
fuck.
I thought it was written by Stephen King.
Well, it's adapted by the original stories by Stephen King, but he didn't write the movie script. He wrote the story, and then they adapted it from the story. It's an adapted screen.
I don't know who it is, but someone recently, like just yesterday, tweeted at us, I think, about Strange Darling and about how people are starting to still praise this movie more and more now.
Yeah,
I hope that gets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's remarkable, and it's one of the more rewatchable movies I will say I've seen in the last 5 years. It is the kind of movie that if you have the means and you put it on. JT Mulner, thank you. JT Mulner threw me a prop not that long ago. I threw him a prop, and I was like, oh, I love this movie so much because I saw it early on. I was like, look, whenever you do get to a theater to see this, and he retweeted, it's like, John, thank you, and I'm like, oh, dude, you're fucking amazing. Like, are you serious? Like that's one of my favorite. That might even be my top 10 favorite movies. Because the more you see that movie, the more I'm telling you, watch it again. You're like, there's so much depth to it. And by the way, you know it's another movie like that, guys. Smile 2. Smile 2 was running on TV quite a bit, and I caught bits and pieces of it. There's a lot of depth to that movie, and I think that's one of the. You know what I'm saying, Shah? Like I think we're getting. When the movies hit now, like whether it's Talk to Me or Smile 2 or Strange Darling, these are deeply rewatchable films that you will not change your mind on in a couple years.
Yeah, again, man, people like to just say that nothing good is coming out, but I really think we're living. In my opinion, this is like the new golden age of horror, man. Like it's a different type of horror. It's not as quote unquote fun as like the 90s and 80s.
No, it's not fun.
These are much better fucking films. Like,
it's profoundly upsetting, actually, because like you can't watch Hereditary and go, boy, that was great. Like, boy, I feel wonderful. But Bisho, even like a Smile, it's like they're like fucked up movies. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about when we reviewed Smile, and then potentially on our top 5 because I think it might have made mine and yours.
Yeah.
It's just there's so many layers to it to where, I heard a George Lucas clip because people say movies shouldn't be political, and then people fire back and say like Star Wars was always political.
Yeah.
But George Lucas made a point when talking about his movies to where he wove political themes through them and through the story, but he's not going, this is what you should fucking believe in the camera. And that's what Smile 2 was, where on the surface, it's just, oh, hey, this movie about this woman who's haunted by this shit that happens. And then you dig deeper, it's like, okay, now it's the monster of fame and the pressure and all that stacked up. The performance moms, the mental illness, the performance moms, or stage moms. Like all that shit. Drug addiction.
Depression. Yes. The price of fame. Like it's even like it's Strange Darling. Strange Darling, like I completely forgot. I was watching, and I was like, oh yeah, the cop was actually a former drug addict, and that's why he didn't want to do the drugs. So that's why he did that whole big thing of coke, because he's a fucking junkie. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, and she's like preying on the fact that he's a junkie. That's how she's gonna get him to take the ketamine, telling him it's coke. Like, you know, and I'm just like, oh, because he's a loser, fucking junkie, and of course he's gonna slip again. And of course she's gonna use that, and she's gonna say he raped her, and that's why she killed him, even just to fool those cops for a brief moment. There's just so much depth to all these things. Speaking of depth and horror, there is a upcoming movie coming out. We touched on it a little bit called Together. It is getting a huge push right now. I think it's from a Neon studio with a real life married couple, Dave Franco and his wife, Al. I should know her name. She's a good actress. She was in Glow. This movie, people are already saying, is the horror movie of the year. We don't know a lot about the plot. There's an updated trailer to it. I am so excited. I think you're going to agree with me. We're just going to revisit this. This is an updated. This is the last trailer for the upcoming film, a Neon Studio release called Together.
I love you.
Oh, it's like my life.
I was going to say, been there.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. Since the move, Tim and I haven't been on the same page.
Please, do you love each other?
Maybe we're just complacent.
Allison Brie.
Allison Brie, yeah.
Well, you know, complacency
Great.
can sometimes simply be
Jesus.
harmony.
I was just going to say, okay. All right.
You know, this could be the beginning
When you roll over, then you're on my hair.
of something wonderful.
Oh, God.
Tim.
Oh, yo.
We spend our lives in search of the other half. If you think you found that, don't be so quick to let it go.
I think something's happening to us.
Listen to me. We've got to get out of here.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Jesus.
Did you see the cave? Like,
I don't know. Wow. Oh, wow.
there you go, Shah.
There you go.
Tim, you're okay.
He's in. I see the smile on his face.
Billy, wake up!
You'll be okay.
Oh.
Whiskey for the pain.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. What the fuck, Shah?
I'm definitely gonna have to change my pants before we do the Patreon, dude. I just came so fucking hard, dude. That Holy
This looks
shit,
like
man.
it delivers a lot in a small
Dude.
market horror film, body horror. Fuck. What the fucking fuck is this?
I don't know what I just saw, man. That cave, I know what he's talking about because it kind of looked fleshy, you know.
Oh, I think it's a
That's why.
vagina.
Yeah, like it looked like a vagina. Yeah, it
Yeah.
looked like a demonic vagina.
It's some type of vagina cave that, like,
And then the camera inside the cave, was that a cult? Like, what the fuck was going on? You know what I mean? There's so many questions I have right now.
yeah, like how many like is that like symbolic?
That might be the movie of the year, man, right there, bro.
Yeah.
It said it there in the fucking B-show, right? There was things a horror film of the year, easily.
Possibly. Yeah, it's funny. Someone said, watch it suck, Slave Cheeks. That'd be funny. But
No,
no,
chance.
I mean,
No chance.
I was watching it
Zero,
roll,
zero.
and I was watching them stick together. I'm like, oh shit, this is going to be metaphor for like enmeshment, like codependent toxic
That's what it
couples.
said there.
And then it said it in the preview. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you have like this giant vag cave, like this uterus like pulsating and shit. And then they go down there and see night vision. There's people in there. And it's
Yeah.
like, is this like people coming together like the fucking Thing creature and shit. Like
what I think, I mean, look, we don't know, but what I think is they're struggling. They move into a house. There's something wrong. There's something in the house. And then they start now physically having to bond with one another. And they try to, I have a feeling that cave vagina is him fucking somebody, like secretly trying to fuck somebody else and then changing his mind and she has to bring him back. Like, I think I think they possibly fuck other people or try to do that. But they're so connected that they won't allow it. So like he's being pulled back to her, like as he's trying, but that is clearly a Shah. Like I'm telling, and we all know what the together is. I have a feeling the climax is almost like, like with Demi Moore, where now there's a body horror thing and they're physically attached to each other because they love each other so much that they want to cut each other with a fucking turkey carver to separate themselves.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as it started, I thought. I kind of got the vibe that it's going to be like The Substance, just because of like their lips kind of sticking together, and by the end, their eyelashes are sticking together.
They're becoming one person.
But then there's so many different turns, man. It goes into almost like cult shit. That vagina looked like an alien UFO from the VHS. Remember that?
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that.
It reminded me of the thing from Nope, actually, a little bit, Shah. The alien.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Very bizarre movie, man. I'm so fucking intrigued by it.
Oh, I'm on board with this.
I'm
There's
kind
no
of
chance I'm not watching this. B-Show, you got to check this out?
Absolutely. I might actually go to the theater for this one. What I was thinking was, like, they're having issues and want to be closer. They go to this therapist who somehow causes them not only be closer, but to enmesh. And then, like, you saw the one scene where he's in the room and she's, like, pushed up against the glass in the other room, like, coming toward him, like, magnetically.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking
he's in the shower and he's being pushed. Yeah, like
yeah,
they can't be separated anymore now. Like,
right. But then does that come to the point of like they're enmeshing with other people because there's this force out there that, not necessarily the cheating thing. That's a good point on that. But like,
And what was in the bed that what scared her in the bed, because that clearly wasn't her husband. She's like, you're
it looked like an octopus, like tentacles coming out of his face or something. It looked like, I don't know.
I'm on board, dude. I'm on fucking board for this motherfucker.
Yo, can we play that one clip again where she wakes up next to him just to see?
Yeah, I'm curious what that is. It's such a quick scare.
Because it didn't look like.
And by the way, the guy who plays that therapist, I recognize him from a TV show I used to watch called Mr. In Between. That was very good. He played Charlie Manson in the Quentin Tarantino. He was Manson in the Quentin Tarantino Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and he also revised that role of Manson in the Mindhunter TV show. He's played Manson twice, this guy, in two different small capacities. But he's a New Zealander, I think, or an Aussie. He's either Aussie or New Zealand. I know people get touchy with that. He's either a Kiwi or an Aussie.
For a second, I thought it was Pedro Pascal, and I'm like,
oh, no,
really?
I recognize that guy. I've seen this guy quite a bit. I used to watch a TV show he was on. He was very good. He wasn't the star. He was like a co-star.
I'm trying to pause it. It looks like something coming out of his mouth.
Oh God, what is it?
You see that? It looks like tentacles. It looks like tentacles, dude.
Maybe, maybe like they're trying to. Maybe he's trying to attach. Wow, yeah, it looks like a tentacle of some kind. Oh, like a spider or.
I was trying to get a clear shot, but that's it.
Fuck. Wow. Can you keep this on mute, B-Show? I just want to see if we see that cave vagina again. If we're right, watch. Maybe we're wrong. I don't know.
Oh no. Here we go.
Yeah, we just keep it up mute. I just want to see. So it's like a cave. But it's really maybe like a metaphor for like a vagina. Look at her, dude. Like that's pretty freaky.
Also, kind of reminds me of Antichrist with
a little bit, yeah.
The foe
in the woods. Curious.
Watch us be completely off, and this is all of our psychological shit coming out.
Look at this. Look, he's getting pulled. Look, he's getting pulled in.
Yeah, he's definitely right with the magnetic.
Look at that. Look at that. They're like, yeah.
This part, I don't understand. What is that shit?
I don't know. Maybe they go to I think they go to some type self-help guru or something, and then look at that's amazing. That looks great. Oh my God, this is going to be a big fucking movie, man.
Oh wait, here, this is what I wanted to see. Who is this lady?
That's what I'm saying. I think they have ties to this. There's a cult.
Maybe it is a couple's, like a camp, like a retreat, and they're learning to be closer.
Right. This guy's a couple's therapist, and he's probably manipulating them in some way. I am on board, dude. All I know is that this looks like it's going to be. This looks like possibly the next Substance type movie.
Here they're stuck together. He's debating on cutting themselves apart, dude.
She looks like she does it
with a fucking sawzall. Jesus.
Yeah,
Whiskey for the Pain and the Pain. Look at this. Oh my God, dude. Wow.
Oh, dude, it's probably his dick and her vagina stuck together.
Yeah, you notice you can't see, like, what the fuck? Join us.
He's gonna cut his dick off.
Yeah, join us. There we go.
Join us.
Oh, that's
wow,
clever.
guys.
I think we put it together like the fucking Zapruder film.
Wow. Well, I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are too. This is nightmarish, and it comes out in theaters in late July. But we'll be on top of all this, just like we're on top of all these other films, just like we're on top of all the entertainment stories each and every week here at Spitball Media. Now, a little program note: I will not be on the Patreon. I have to skedaddle tomorrow. My oldest child graduates college, so we're going to be leaving at like 5 in the morning to go to the college, which is going to rain all day. So I apologize. I will not be on the Patreon, but I'll be back next week for the regular show and the Patreon show. And we'll get you a nice bonus show next week. We'll get the link up for the Q&A for May as far as that goes. And we got some plugs. Let's plug Necromaniacs, my brother Mike's podcast there. They watch a horror film and review it each and every week. Sometimes it's a classic, sometimes it's a new movie. Who else we plug? Hey, let's plug the Bayou Geeks. Our good friend Chris Castro. Love that guy. Rich Dow's show, Shah was just on. It's called X's and O's. Is that right, Shah?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
X's and O's.
Okay, and we got the Drew Yari Experience.
They're on TikTok too, not just on YouTube.
They're on TikTok too. Okay, yeah, and of course the Wrestling Soup, the Don Tony, and the one and only Kevin Castle. We gotta keep that alive for my brother there, of course. Oh, happy belated birthday! Yes, my birthday was yesterday, Robbie. Thank you very much. Be sure. Anybody else we forgetting there?
Anthony Alston just started one, so shout out to him.
Yes, Anthony Alston.
Go on YouTube. His name on YouTube is Soapbox Ant.
Soapbox Ant. There we go.
Yeah, they actually just did a roundtable on Sinners, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, Sam Hoyos just checked that out. Of course, we want to talk about his band Playing Dead in the Red River podcast. We got to check in with Sam at some point. That'd be nice. But please consider going to patreon.com/spitballmedia. $5 a month gets you tons of access. About 1,500 hours worth of exclusive content back to Break the Apocalypse days, bonus shows, solo shows, you name it. And it's always been $5. It's never gone up, even in these troubled times. We're going to keep it that way. Thank you, Don Tony. Don Stoney. It's easy to make that remark there. Esquire. You really should have the Esquire in your name. You worked hard to be an attorney. But we're going to head out now. These guys are going to carry the Patreon show for you. We'll get the link up this weekend for the Q&A for May. Excited for that Q&A for May. I'm sure it's going to be a banger. And we'll get a nice solo show out to you before the end of the month. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And I'm going to see you guys next week on the regular show.